in.
Y'all going home, y'all trying to.
Oh, I'm just you, if you want to tell me what I go to the Facebook thing. I'm more. I'm in my workplace. So
Like at my workplace.
that's it.
Create a new profile. Dobb. No, share. Share. I'm gonna tap on it. It's live now.
Oh yeah, oh,
Gotta make sure for here too, because you're going to turn this is cool. You're going to turn that one.
okay, yeah, make sure you tell y'all what because that's too much for people. Well, if I did it more than one time, tell her I got it. We gonna tag team.
Okay.
Okay. Actually. Hey, Ms. Yarbrough. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm gonna turn my camera. And we can wait till everybody gets situated so we can get everybody on. It's already recording. So if you would like to, we'll give them like 5 to 7 minutes. If you want to just cut your screen off while we wait, you can. Oh, there's one. Algorithm, you can cut yours off and then we come back in. Let me enter them. Greetings, everyone. We're trying to let everyone log in. Greetings, Ms. Howe and Ms. Davis. I'll be coming on in here I come in 1 second. If you all could start, Dobbs team, go ahead and start to, so I can log in your camera. We're still going to give everybody an opportunity to log in. We're waiting for some more of our members to go ahead and log in. Ms. Gibson. Ms. Gibson. Greetings, Mr. Dawson.
Hello, hello.
All right, Ms. Yarbrough, I believe we have our number.
Yes, we do.
All right. So we'll go ahead and get started. And just so you all know, the meeting is recorded. And I know Ms. Smith spoke to me. She's transitioning and she'll be logging on her visual shortly. So good afternoon. Welcome to Dobbs Elementary First Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it was emailed to you and publicly noticed. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Dobbs Elementary Go Team into order. I will act in capacity of the Go Team chair for this meeting. Our first order of business is to call roll. Ms. Yarbrough, Sonia Yarbrough, will serve as the interim secretary for this meeting, and the interim secretary will now take roll.
Please respond present when your name is called. Tiffany Reagan,
Present.
Michelle Carter, Dwayne Davis,
DeWine.
Davis,
Present.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
Ms. Davis.
That's all right.
Marcella Lucas, Sonia Yarbrough, which is myself, Brianna Spence,
Present.
LaShawn Thompson McGee, Bailey Dawson,
Present.
Crystal Mansberry,
Present.
Yes, there is a quorum present.
All right, thank you. All right, our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you via email. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda as written.
All right, are there any amendments? I'm sorry, a second or any amendment? Can I get someone to second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand so that the secretary can record your vote. All opposed, say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions?
I'm sorry, Miss Reagan. The agenda was placed in the email?
Yes, hold on one second. Let me make-
Okay.
Yes. You don't see it?
I was gonna ask for it too. I was gonna ask which day was it sent?
No worries, hold on one second. I sent you all the minutes. This is what happens when you transition secretary. Hold on.
It was about a week ago.
Yeah, I thought I did. No worries, I'll resend it. That's the right one. Johnson, what date do you have that I sent it? I apologize.
Hold on. It was sent from the Go Team email.
Okay, no worries. No worries.
Or you could just use the one that's posted online.
Okay. Here, hold on one.
My cousin was here. Can I please go in, please? My sister. Where's honey? Stop.
My
You all could
apologies.
try the link. I just dropped the link in the chat.
Thank you, I have it. All right. All right, so let's go back. So Our first order of business to approve the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the agenda? And just for future reference, we do have it posted on the website as well. Once we vote in our secretary will make sure this is in there as well. And so we won't have that issue, but always as a backup, we do have it on the website. So can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that we approve the agenda as written.
Okay, is there a second? Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, are there any amendments? All right. Are they all in favor? Please say aye or raise your hand so that the secretary can record your vote. All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? Please say abstain or raise your hand. Excuse me. Okay, we will now move to filling the vacant seat and the open community member seat. Before we can begin the process, I'd like to remind the Go team of the following. The principal brings forth the nominations for the vacant and open community seat. All Go team members have only one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of that seat's term. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for a full 2-year term. Upon approvals, individuals are immediately full Go team members and may join the meeting. We will now begin by filling our vacant seats. These are seats which have been vacated prior to the end of the term. I have the following nominations for our Go team's vacant seat and my rationale for their nomination. So my first seat that we will fill will be the open community member seat. And my nomination is our community member, Mr. Crane, is not here. Ms. Gibson, how do we do that? I've already spoken. How do we?
You can go ahead and nominate him.
Okay, I nominate Mr. Crane for the open community member seat. And Mr. Crane has served as a mentor at the school. Mr. Crane is a member of Omega Psi Phi, and he has a vested interest in the young men of the school and the community. And he serves as mentors, like I said, to a lot of the young men in the building. And he will be a positive asset in terms of providing information from the community to the team. So that's my rationale for recommending Mr. Crane. All right. We will now proceed to vote on the nomination for Mr. Crane, on the nomination for the community member seat. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right. All right, we will approve now the meeting minutes from our last meeting. Our last meeting was in April, and the minutes have been provided to you. Those were emailed with the corrected date. Are there any corrections to that?
I saw no corrections from my review of the minutes. I move that we approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
All right, may I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Ms. Sharper, you got that number? Okay. All right, all opposed, please say nay. All right. All right, we're gonna keep moving. We will now move to, we're on section F, the election of officers. We will now move to electing Go Team officers. Before we begin the nominations, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. Nominations do not have to be seconded. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate themselves. A member may decline a nomination during the nomination process. Nominees do not have to leave the room during the nomination period or when a vote is taken. If there is more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they should be elected to the seat. The newly elected officers will assume their position starting at the conclusion of this meeting and serve for 1 year or until a new officer is elected. All voting members have only one vote per seat. First, we will elect the Go Team's chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the chair include, but are not limited to, leading Go Team meetings, working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, ensuring every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard, monitoring team compliance. I will now open the floor to receive chair nominations. I nominate Mrs. Crystal Mans Durden for chair. Are there any other nominations? All right. Would any of the nominees like to decline the nomination? You good, Ms. Durden?
I'm good for my final round in 2022, 2023.
Ma'am. All right, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor and we will begin the confirmation process. We have one person being considered for the chair seat. The nomination for the chair is Mrs. Crystal Mans Durden. At this time, I will offer each chair nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position, and the Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. Can you give a brief, just introduction to those who don't know you for of who you are at Dobb and why you
Sure.
roll well?
Good evening. My name is, for those who may not know me, my name is Crystal Mans Durden. I was the current Go Team chair on last school year. And the year prior, I was the co-chair of Go Team. I work in Dobbs as a third grade teacher this year, as well as still a master teacher leader, and I do various other roles in the building. I will gladly take on the role this year as the Go Team chair for my final term on the Go Team.
All right. Do you all have any questions for Mrs. Durden? Okay. Please raise your hand to vote for your choice of Go Team chair. Is everyone in favor of Ms. Crystal Mans Durden? Raise your hand. All right. Any abstentions? Please say or raise your hand. All right. Congratulations, Mrs. Durden. You will serve as the Go Team chair for this school year. Now we will elect the Go Team's vice chair. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the vice chair include, but are not limited to, ensuring the Go Team follows the parliamentary procedure, working with the principal and chair to develop meeting agendas, acting as chair if the chair is not present. I will now open the floor to receive vice chair nominations. So I got to do all the nominations? Y'all want me to do all the nominations?
How many people can you nominate?
As many as on the team.
I would like to nominate 2 candidates for Go Team chair, for Go Team vice chair. One being Miss Brianna Spence and Mr. Bailey Dawson.
Okay. Would any of the nominees like to decline the nomination? All right, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have two people being considered for the vice chair, and the nominations for vice chair are Mr. Bailey Dawson and Ms. Brianna Spence. At this time, I will offer each vice chair an opportunity. I don't believe Ms. Spence was in here to hear her.
She's connecting Miss Reagan from another device.
Okay, I'm not sure if she heard her nominee though. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, all right. Right, where was I? At this time, I will offer each vice chair nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. Ms. Spence, would you like to go first?
Okay. Uh-oh. Hi, again, I'm Miss Spence. I am a fourth grade teacher this year. I'm very passionate about, the school environment that I work in and the kids that we serve. I accept the nomination. However, if Mr. Dawson wants it more, I'll gladly succeed and go on because I have a very busy semester this semester. But I would just like to say I'm very passionate about our children and the school environment because my baby's at that.
Gotcha. Mr. Dawson.
Good evening or afternoon, or I don't know, whatever you call this crazy time in between. Bailey Dawson, Senior Manager of Education Operations and Programs at Georgia Aquarium. I've been a part of this Go Team for a number of years. Served as various roles, but I'm always here to support the students at Dobb as well. In any capacity I can do that to help, I'm more than welcome to. I understand that it's a very tough decision to make, but I think myself or my opponent would be great, as we both have the hearts and minds of the kids first. So thank you for your support, and I endorse my opponent as well. I think either or would make a great vice chair.
Thank you. All right, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor and we will begin the confirmation process. We have two people being considered. Did I say that already? Okay, I did say that already. Two people being considered, Mr. Bailey Dawson and Ms. Brianna Spence. Please raise your hand to vote for your choice of vice chair for our Go Team. Ms. Dawson? We're voting, y'all, guys. If you vote for Mr. Bailey Dawson, please raise your hand. Ms. Yarborough, let me know when you're ready. Ready? Okay.
Yes.
All right, and Ms. Brianna Spence. Okay. All right, thank you. Ms. Yarborough, can you tell me the vote, please?
The vote is 4-1 in favor of Bailey Dawson.
Okay. All right, thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Dawson. You will serve as the Go Team Vice Chair for this school year. Now we will elect the Go Team Secretary. As a reminder, the responsibilities of the secretary include, but are not limited to, posting Go Team documents, agendas, summaries, and minutes to the website at the school, taking minutes at the Go Team, ensuring the Go Team is in compliance with the Georgia open meeting laws. I will now have the floor open to receive secretary nominations. And I nominate our interim secretary, Ms. Yarbrough, to be the permanent secretary. Are there any other nominations? All right, would any of the nominees like to decline? All right, if
I'm sorry, I would like to make a nomination as well.
yes,
I would like to nominate Ms. Davis for Go Team Secretary.
I second that nomination.
all right. Okay, so do you accept that, Ms. Davis?
My only concern would be the meeting date, because I have a standing appointment every Wednesday. So if we always meet on Wednesdays, that would be my only concern with keeping that appointment. I would need like a backup if I were to have to drop off early to help me finish taking minutes. The other things would be fine, but that would be my only concern. Otherwise, I'm your girl.
Understood. All right, thank you. All right, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor and we will begin the confirmation process. We have 2 people being considered for the secretary seat. The nominations for secretary are Ms. Sonia Yarbrough and Ms. DeWan Davis. At this time, I will offer each secretary nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position, and other Go Team members may ask the questions before voting. Ms. Davis, would you like to go first? I see you turned your mute off.
Oh, sure. DeWan Davis, hello. I am currently serving as a secretary for another organization, so I'm all about taking notes. I'm old school pen and paper, but I will type it, make it fancy, and post it where it needs to go. So cool with the role.
All right, Ms. Yarbrough, thank you, Ms. DeWan Davis.
I'm Sonia Yarbrough. I'm a paraprofessional here at Dobbs. I would have no problem accepting a nomination, but I'm a little apprehensive because I know that things need to go in a certain way and everything needs to be done correctly. And I just want to make sure it's done correctly, and I'm a little scared of that part for me. But if I get it, I'll do it to the best of my ability.
I appreciate both of you, and I have faith that we all, every year something is new and we'll learn together whomever is selected. If there are no, I'm sorry, let's see. Please raise your hand as we get ready to vote now for our Go Team secretary. Ms. DeWan Davis, all in favor of Ms. DeWan Davis, please raise your hand.
Ms. Reagan, I have a question. Can I ask a question right now?
Yes.
Okay, so when we get ready to vote on our meeting dates, if Ms. Davis, if everybody, the majority votes to have the meeting on Wednesdays, does it automatically go to Ms. Yarbrough since Ms. Davis would not be able to do Wednesdays? How would that part work?
I'm not sure. Ms. Gibson, can you provide some advice?
No, it wouldn't automatically go to Ms. Yarbrough. I mean, you all, have to basically go through the nomination process again for the secretary. But I would just assume that if Ms. Davis won, and you know the team understands her conflict for Wednesdays, you all would pick another day to meet. Y'all heard me? Y'all hear me? Okay.
But as well, Ms. Reagan, if Wednesday is something that, you know, you all can't work with her with, then I'm fine accepting it. So if Ms. Davis can't do it, then I'll do it.
Okay. Ms. Gibson, I do have some concerns. Only I was going to talk about that once we got to the date. Is it okay to share those now, or should I wait?
Yeah, you guys can share that now if you want, or you can also make a motion to table the vote for the secretary election until after you set the meeting calendar. That's another way to get around it.
Okay. So let's table the secretary to the end after we go talk about the tentative date. Okay, so we'll move on to that part. Ms. Yarbrough, please don't let me forget so we can have that recorded. All right, now we will elect the Go Team's cluster representatives. Cluster representatives may hold another position or hold another officer position, chair, vice chair, or secretary. As a reminder, the responsibility of cluster representatives include, but are not limited to, attending the cluster advisory team meetings, which are approximately 3, reporting back to the Go Team on the CAT meetings, which is the cluster advisory team acronym. And I will now open the floor to receive cluster representative nominations. For this, I nominate Ms. Brianna Spence for our cluster representative.
Ms. Reagan, may I ask a question, please? Are the cluster advisory team meetings, are those meetings virtual or are they in person? I saw the schedule was posted, but I wasn't sure if they were in-person meetings or if they're virtual.
Ms. Gibson.
I would assume that they would be virtual or at the very least hybrid. So there, you know, will be a virtual. You can attend virtually.
Would you like to nominate yourself, Ms. DeWine Davis? Ms. Davis?
I can help with that. Thursdays, and you've already got the dates. I should be able to assist with that as well.
Okay, so we have 2. I will now open the floor. So we have any more nominations for cluster representatives? Would any of the nominees like to decline the nomination? All right, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor and we will begin the confirmation process. We have 2 people being considered for the cluster representative seat. The nomination for cluster representatives are Ms. Brianna Spence and Ms. DeWine Davis. At this time, I will offer each cluster representative nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. Ms. Spence?
I would not mind at all representing the team at the meetings. There are a few of them I can most likely make all of them.
I didn't hear your last statement. Say that one more time.
I said there are a few of them, and so I can most likely make all of them.
All right, Ms. Davis.
Yes, the same as Ms. Spence said, it's a small number of meetings and they're already pre-scheduled. So that is definitely a little more, it's more doable. And I'm just interested to hear what's happening with the other clusters and how it all comes together. And I'm sure we would talk about that at the meeting too. I just think it sounds interesting. And I didn't say before, I'm a parent representative. My child is in Ms. Spence's class.
Awesome. All right, we will now vote. Please raise your hand to vote for your choice for cluster representative for our GO team. All in favor for Ms. Spence, please raise your hand. All right, all in favor for Ms. Davis. So I believe we have 4. Is that correct, Ms. Yarbrough? 4 and 1.
It's 5. Mr.
5.
Crane is voting too. Yeah.
5.
I didn't see the emoji hand. I'm apologizing.
Yeah, that's 5.
Okay. All right, Ms. Congratulations, Ms. Davis. You will serve as the GO team for this school year. All right, we will review and approve the public comment protocol. We will now move to our next item of business in reviewing and updating or confirming our GO team's public comment protocol. Public comment opportunities are available for our GO team to hear from interested members of the community from section 3.4 of the GO team handbook. Opportunities for public comment shall be provided at least 4 times in the school or fiscal year and noted on the meeting agenda. GO team members will not provide responses or engage in direct conversation during the meeting. Each GO team may determine a consistent method for receiving public comments and for parents and other citizens to sign up and address the team. At least 20 minutes of time to the public to make comments at meetings where public comment is permitted, and the public will receive at least 2 business days of notice for other protocol for signing up to speak. Here is an example. For those of you wishing to provide comment, there's a time allotted on the agenda from 6 to 6:20, and the sign-up sheet will be. Each member will have 2 minutes to speak, and you will have 2 minutes to speak at a time. You'll ask to have a seat and allow others to speak. The public comment, this is an example of what will happen. The public comment period is designed to gain input from the public or not for immediate responses by the GO team to the public comment presented. At the end of the 20 minutes, it will be closed and move on to the next agenda item. If there are any questions or information for the GO team, you can contact one or more of the GO team members and find the GO team member to contact and the meeting dates and agendas on the GO team's website. So I have just a sample of, this is what some of our public comment will be. You will complete the Google form, at least since it's virtual, 30 minutes prior to the meeting. Provide your topic, issues of concern, your name, email address, and phone number. You will adhere to the allotted time of 2 minutes, which is already stated. And we will take public comments within the allotted time, so 20 minutes only. May I have a motion to adopt this public comment protocol?
Motion to adopt public protocol as written.
All right, a second.
I
Second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay or raise your hand. Any abstentions? All right, moving right along. So adhering to the agenda, we will now discuss our meeting calendar for the year. As a reminder, our GO team is required to have at least 6 meetings for this school year. 4 of them must permit time for public comment. Meetings cannot be held during the instructional school day, and a meeting location must be places which can accommodate the public. For example, it would be too many people to be in a conference room. Right now, we'll remain virtual. I have recommendations, and I will take suggestions from you all for meeting dates and times. I will share them with you what my recommendations are and tell you why I recommended those, and then I can have other suggestions as well. Can everybody see my screen? Can y'all give me a thumbs up?
Yes.
Everybody see?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the 6 dates that I recommended. For example, I know on last year we had meetings on Thursdays. Thursdays are a little difficult for me because they move principals meetings from Wednesdays to Thursdays. So sometimes if we go over to like 3:30, 4 o'clock, it would be difficult for me to get back to the school or get to a place to hold a meeting. So I tried to, we're here later on Wednesdays anyway, so I tried to have them on those days where most of the staff members are present. And we have faculty meetings on Tuesdays. So that's why I suggested these dates. I'll try to align them in line with what we did on last year. So for example, today is September 7th for the 2022 year. We would skip October and we would go to the November 9th. Wednesday was where we will be talking about the budget. We will have it by then. Wednesday, February 15th, March 22nd, and May 17th. So we would be skipping the month of October and April. So we could make sure we have our 6 meetings. Are there any other recommendations?
Hey, this is Chandra. Just a couple of things. Because I noticed that based on what you have here now, you guys will only need one additional time before the start of the budget. And I don't know that that would give you all enough time to cover, to do what you all need to do as far as the continuous improvement plan, and then making updates to your school strategic plan, and then ranking your strategic priorities before the budget meeting. And then the other thing is that the principal training for budget, that won't take place until January 19th.
Okay.
So I guess if you don't want to add another meeting in the fall, then you guys would probably need to meet twice in January. And then you could finish up the stuff that you need to do before the budget on the 11th, and then have your first budget meeting after the 19th of January.
So according to, so based on this, it says the first in late January, 3 meetings. So you're saying we need to have 3 meetings for the budget?
Right, and you have 3 up there, but your first one is early January 11th.
Oh.
So you won't have your budget in time for that meeting, is what I'm saying. Because the training for that, the principal budget training, that's scheduled for January 19th.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have that date yet, so thank you. You said January 19th is for the principal?
Right.
Okay. Based on her, Ms. Gibson's commentary, what do you all, yes, Ms. Spence, I see your hand.
What time would we keep it at 4?
Yes, to give you all time to transition, or what, do you have another suggested time?
No, I was just asking just to kind of figure out what day works better. Because if it's at 4 and we're staying at the school until 4 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I would either be in the car during the meeting or unable to. Because typically I have to pick my baby up, but his dad got him today.
Can I get other comments, suggestions from the floor?
I'm okay with a Tuesday or a Wednesday because we are already here until 4 o'clock anyway. And instead of having the January the 11th meeting, since you will not have your principals meeting until the 19th, I would suggest moving the meeting that is in February up to give you a week to review everything that they give you for the budget before you present it to us. So instead of having the January the 11th meeting, I would have a February the 8th meeting perhaps instead of the one on the 15th.
But we have to have, let's see, 2nd and mid-February for draft budget presentation. Would that suffice, Ms. Gibson? Because I'm thinking we typically have 2 around January and February.
So would the suggestion be
Too
to
many meetings in one day.
keep the January 11th meeting? Is that what you're saying? And then move February 15th up to the 8th?
I was thinking more move January 11th to the 25th and keep the 15th. If we have the principals meeting on the 19th,
You could do that. You always still need another meeting because you're not going to be able to do everything that you need to do to prepare for the budget if you only have one more meeting before you start your budget. Like y'all won't be able to get it done. Do you have the meetings at a glance document, Principal Reagan?
what are you talking about for the principals meeting?
I can hear you.
I'm trying to figure out which, are you talking about Go Team meeting dates? I mean, I'm saying from the Go Team office or principal meeting dates? I'm not sure which meeting at a glance.
Oh no, for the Go Team. Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. I can see. I don't see that one, Ms. Gibson.
It's okay. I can, always send it out again. But I guess the point is that y'all would need to meet at least 2 more times before you start the budget process. So like I said, you could either, you could keep the January 11th date and then just add another meeting after January 19th. If you wanted to do that.
15th is not enough. That's what you're telling me. So perhaps, so the 15th is not enough. So perhaps we could do one in December. Move the January. You're basically still saying after the 19th, we need 2 meetings. Is that what you're telling me?
Right, exactly. So to your point, you could add one in, before Christmas break and then move your January meeting, make that later.
Okay.
That's another option.
How are you guys with that? Making one in December, and then we'll probably just have one at the end of January and possibly keep the February 15th date. We just have to add the December date in there. Then would I be able to remove the March? So because that would put us more than 6.
No, you wouldn't be able to remove the March because you have to have a budget approval meeting. So since you guys are starting in September, 9 times out of 10, you won't be able to just meet 6 times. Y'all gonna have to meet 7 times.
All right.
Unless you want to get rid of the one in May, you all might not need that one, but I know you'll need, at least, you won't be able to, yeah, that might be the one you could cut, but you'll have to probably add, sorry,
Right. So
December and move January back.
what do you all say about December 14th, Wednesday, December 14th?
Forgive me because I'm driving and I'm trying to look at this, but you said we need to meet before you go to your budget training and then again after, or the purpose for a meeting in December versus, I guess, the secondary meeting in January. I guess that's what's confusing to me.
Are you able, I know you're driving, so you probably can't see the.
No, I'm looking at it now, I'm at a stoplight, but I thought we, and maybe I missed something in there, but I thought that she said we had to meet after you had your budget meeting, and that would be the budget approval. So like, is the February meeting the budget approval, and now we're just setting up a separate meeting?
So she's saying the principal's meeting is January 19th for a budget, which we'll get the budget training. Principal's budget training here. She's saying we need 2 meetings after this. So I'm going to move the January, if possible, January the 20 to the 20, just tentative, so we can talk to the 18th. I'm sorry, it got to be the 20. It has to be to the 25th after the 19th. She said we needed 2 after this one. So Ms. Gibson, you said these 2 would not be enough, correct?
No, what I was saying, so you're probably gonna need 3 budget meetings because of the way that they do the budget now. So you would basically need just 1 more meeting prior to January 25th. That's what I was saying. Because you won't be able to do everything for your strategic plan if you only meet again on November 9th. So you won't be prepared for for everything for the budget on January 25th if you just meet 1 more time before that.
So Ms. Reagan, can we just add a date in December?
Yes.
Just.
Yeah, that's what I said. If y'all want to add a date in December and move January back, that's totally fine.
Right. We will
You can add a date in October. Yeah, you can meet earlier in January. That's up to y'all, but you just need to meet at least 2 more times before you start the budget process.
Suggesting December 14th. We will Ms. Durden, we will clarify for Ms. Davis so she could be clear as well. There's December 14th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7. So that should suffice, correct? If everybody agrees on that. Is that doable, Ms. Gibson?
Yeah, I think that'll give y'all enough time to do what you need to do. And then what I was saying was, when you may be able to, cancel the May meeting.
Okay. So that could be, should we cancel it now or just I can put tentative?
You can vote. You can always just have it on the schedule, and then once we get closer to May, if you don't need it, you can cancel it.
Okay. All right. Do we have any more questions about the date? I know I did not know, before. I know we had Go Teams on Thursday last year, but they switched our meetings. And so I know Mr. Usher, my associate superintendent, does sometimes have meetings after the meeting. So that will be a conflict for me on Thursdays. Because a lot of times we don't get out until 3:30 and we're typically at another location. So I will be meeting after and have to drive. So that's why I suggested the Wednesdays, and especially since we are here for District Wednesdays.
I know Ms. Durden mentioned on Tuesday, but I was asking about the faculty meeting. I don't know the duration of the meeting, if that would be too late to do it on a Tuesday instead of Wednesday, or.
So Tuesdays, we have our faculty meetings, and our faculty meetings are at 2:50. I'm sorry, 3 o'clock. We're ending like around 4. Sometimes we may go to 4:30. So it'll be on top of those meetings. And typically, me or Dr. McIntyre, the assistant principal, runs those meetings. So I will be back to back for Tuesdays, because we're already meeting every Tuesday. The only other day I don't meet is on Mondays. And then Fridays, I know that's, a day for everybody pretty much like to kind of shut it down. So if we can motion, we can vote on if we go Monday, I need to select the dates again. So we can say Monday, select the dates again, or we can work on Wednesday on the dates that we've proposed, or if you all have any more suggestions.
Is it beneficial to anyone to, or is it even possible to push the time up on Wednesday instead of doing 4, maybe push it to like 3:30? Is that too early?
So I know, so Wednesdays is a district mandated work day for everyone. A lot of times the teachers do have office hours, which they are available to parents and are making phone calls during that time because they have meetings during the day. And sometimes, like today, for example, we have that time that we can have when we don't get a chance to put our PD in the day. The PD today was actually led by Dr. McIntyre, but some of those days we do have professional development with the staff when we are not. So that's a day we're here always. So it's kind of open to how we deem it necessary at the school building. And so those would typically go to 350. Like today, I believe they got out, I want to say it's like 354. Somebody texted me, it was like 354. I know Ms. Davis, we meet all the time, so I do understand. So just not to, I know everybody's kind of thinking, we already have tabled the secretary position, so I would like to motion that we vote on either a Monday and we can select new dates, or the Wednesday selected dates that are proposed dates that are here. Because we have other conflicts that time, it would just be hard for me as the principal and the chairs, you know, the other staff members to, you know, that whole offices also to be there. So that's why I suggested the Wednesdays. All right, so any more comments before we, I'm going to say do we have anybody who wants to switch the dates to Monday?
My vote is Monday.
Monday works better for me, but if I'm the only one, I understand.
Monday's okay with me too.
Okay, so now that we have, so we need to switch the dates from Mondays. So do we want to go, do you all want me to go through, we can select, I can select the Mondays and how many, I'm not sure, did we get a number? Let's vote on that. How many, I can't see everybody's screen since I have the dates up.
Miss Reagan, so Monday was voted for the day?
No,
or are we about to vote and see if we want Monday?
Wednesday,
Okay, because that's gonna give us 3 days at Dobbs Elementary School out of 5.
Right, so let's vote first on whether we want to do Mondays or Wednesdays. And Ms. Gibson, I do not vote, correct? Or do I? Can I?
No, you don't vote. You're a non-voting member.
Okay, so how many in favor of Monday? I'm gonna stop sharing for a second so I can see everybody's hands.
May I ask a quick question?
Yes.
As we are still virtually meeting, I know you said something about it earlier. Are we going to stay virtual?
For right now, it's convenient for me to maneuver because we're also recording on Facebook Live as well, and we have to record, so it's a little easier to facilitate that piece, being at the screen. So yes, for right now, we'll be virtual until otherwise stated.
Okay, so real quick, with us being virtual, you have to stay at the meeting, correct?
No, especially if we don't have any meetings, and you can leave at 3:15.
But, okay, if we do have a meeting, I can jump on and have my meeting. Okay, great.
I know you have some Mondays, so you know we have those grade level chair meetings, but that's only once a month. So I'll also look at my calendar and make sure they're not on those days. All right, so really quickly, Monday, one less vote so we can keep moving. We have 2 hands from, is that it for Monday? 3 hands for Monday. All right, all for Wednesday. So we have 3 for Wednesday. All righty. Did everybody vote?
Yes.
What's the correct way to break the time and skip?
Y'all, I mean, you could alternate the meeting dates and just, half on Monday or half on Wednesday. You just want to, whatever you decide to do, you just want to make sure that you're going to have quorum.
Okay. So is it okay? Is it okay? Can we vote on can I go to the table and just send those? Would you all like to do Mondays and Wednesdays? We mix them up and I can look at the calendar and see. Is everyone in favor of me going back to send out Monday and a mixture of Monday and Wednesday dates?
But you would need to identify the date today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if everybody can look at their calendars, so we can identify the date. All right. So we can go back to, we already here for Wednesday, September the 7th. The next time will be in November. Would you all, I have so many screens up. Wednesday, I'm sorry, November. So would you like November's date to be Monday or, so we have currently November 9th is what I suggested. We have, would we like to change that one on November 7th? Is everybody in favor of the mix up? Okay. All right, so I can leave, so I'll suggest Monday the 7th. And then I'll pull it back up so we can see. Hold on. We can leave Wednesday for December 14th. I won't be able to do December 12th on that Monday. So we would have, that's a conflict for me. If that's okay. So I'm gonna say I'll pull this back up in 1 second so everybody could see it. I just can't see my calendar and the thing at the same time. All right. So right now we have Wednesday today, Monday, November, Wednesday in December. So January 25th, that week, we have our meeting. I would suggest after the principals meeting, I keep that on a Wednesday to give me time to work. But maybe that the February 15th week, we could probably have it on the 13th. Is everybody okay with that? The Monday the 13th, and I'll put, like I said, I'll pull it up. Hold on, let me look at this calendar over here. We have things already scheduled as well. All right, let me share this and let's see how this is for everyone. All right, can everyone see that? Let me make it smaller. All right, so we have Wednesday, September 7th, which is today, Monday, November 7th, Wednesday, December 14th. We have the budget training, Wednesday, January 25th, Monday, February 13th, and then Wednesday, the 22nd, and this one is tentative. Can I get a thumbs up or something to say, does that work for everyone? Or can we vote on that? All in favor of the proposed calendar that mixes the Mondays and Wednesdays? Can we get a vote on that? All right, Ms. Yarbrough, you have that count? Any opposed? All right. All right, so now, so I guess that was our approval. Now that we have it to, have we determined our calendar, may I have a motion to approve? I'm sorry, I think that was an approval. I apologize, I just said the wrong words. All right, so please enter these dates into your personal calendar because we've motioned and approved that. And I will make sure, I will still send this back out and I will, Ms. Yarbrough can put them on the, as my interim secretary right now until we vote. We'll have them on the calendar for you, so you won't forget. Did you have something to say, Ms. Gibson?
So you said you're gonna send the dates out or you're gonna send calendar invites? I can't remember.
Oh. Both. I can send this and the invite. All right, so Ms. Gibson, I saw you come off mute. Did you have anything to add before I move on? Okay, I don't know if she hears me. Okay, all right, so we will review and confirm and adopt the Go Team norms. I have those available as well. And I can read them as well. After we review the norms, we'll begin by reviewing the initial Go Team norms. These are the norms read as follows. This is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the Go Team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. We will be fully present. We will follow the agenda as noticed to the public and stay on task. We will be respectful of each other at all times. We will be open-minded. We will invite and welcome contributions from every member and listen to each other. We will respect all ideas and assume good intentions, and we will approach differences with opinion and curiosity. Does anyone have any changes to those mentioned norms? All right, so if there are no changes, may I have a motion to adopt these norms for our Go Team?
I move that we adopt these norms for the Go Team for the 2022-2023 school year.
I have
I second that motion.
all in favor, raise your hand. All right, all opposed, please say nay or raise your hand, or any abstentions. All right. So we will now move to our discussion items on the agenda. There was one discussion item on the agenda, which was the family engagement academic tailgate night. This basically is just to let you know that is a very important date coming up. We are sending out flyers soon. We're doing goal setting. It is a time to come and have a good time since it's football season. And so we wanted to make it inviting, and we will have some food for the families. But this is not just a fun night. It is a time for everyone, the community and parents to come meet, see the teachers, learn about what goals the kids have for the milestones that's upcoming in May, and what goals we are progressing towards interimly in terms of the MAP test. So that is where parents will learn that. They will get some takeaways to go home with their students to learn what's going on in the classroom and how they can be of assistance in the home. And so that's just an item I wanted to make sure I mentioned to you all. Do you all have any questions about that?
No questions.
Okay. So I will go to our principal's report. And so I do have some brief information to share with you about the principal's report, and I will move through that. And then we were almost at the end. And I will share my screen. Just let me know if you all can see that. Are you all able to see that? Oh, I'm sorry. There it is. Here. Can you see that? All right. Put it down.
What is this?
All right. Can you all go on mute? All right. These are our topics. We'll start update, enrollment, and leveling, school strategic plan, overview, SMART goals, and results for GMAS. So as I start out, this is just some general information about the start of the school year. As you all know, they give us projection every year. Our projected enrollment this year was 327, and our current enrollment as of the 15th day, when they did the, as you can see down here on August 19th, was at 329. Right now, we are currently at approximately, I think we're at 348. But on this day, on August 19th, we had an additional 2 to be prepared for leveling. And leveling is the process that the district uses to adjust the school budget allocations to match the student enrollment. And as I've stated already, day 15 was that date that the district viewed that, and that was on August 19th. And we gained 2 students by that date, which had a budget impact, which added $75,775, which we really needed because we were really struggling with materials and supplies since we had budget cuts last year. That would include the reserve. We had a reserve of approximately $66,000, plus our student funds, I think it's the student success fund, which is per pupil. So that means if we had 2 students, each student comes with money. Each student comes with $4,578. Since we had those 2 students, that's approximately $9,000 and something dollars, plus the 66 that we already had in reserve, which gave us the $75,775. Are we clear? And so that you know, some of those things that went to, we have some extra stipends we were trying to give out. There are some district things that the district is sending some teachers on. So we want to be able to pay for that. And like I said, we were really strapped for materials and supplies. So many of those things will go to materials and supplies so that the teachers can have what they need. Personnel update. As of the first day of school, we had quite a few vacancies. We had a 4th grade math and science position, which is now hired as of yesterday. I mean, not as of, we're filled. They were hired a couple of weeks ago. Right now, we currently have a 5th grade reading and social studies position still available. And right now, we are so gracious to have our master teacher leader in that spot. However, our master teacher leader has gotten a promotion. So if we are still looking in the pool for search soft for a replacement. However, that's not worked out very well. So what's happened is the replacements either 1, aren't qualified, 2, we've hired them. We've interviewed them, and the hiring team is they have not met the qualifications that would deem for a 5th grade and a tested grade, and or the people that we've interviewed have not shown up. So the pool is very slim. I try to look in it every day. One thing is, because we know that the master teacher leader is actually a promotion in hand, we have a possibility of maybe splitting the team in a team of 3, just so you know. And we would just have to readjust that. So that's where we are in 5th grade. We've hired an autism teacher for the 3-5 unit. And as you know, because of the grade bands from K through 5, it was very difficult to teach standards for each grade for autism. So we requested to split it from K2 to 3-5, and the district granted that. So we now have an autism K-1-2 teacher, and now a 3-5 teacher. And so we recently hired that person as well. Also, our previous kindergarten para resigned. And so now we have interviewed someone, and they are not here yet. However, as I checked on yesterday, they are being processed right now with HR. And so we do have 4 kindergarten teachers, and that one para will go with the teacher that does not have a paraprofessional. Also, we had a nurse vacancy, and the district has provided that nurse for us through an agency because no one was in the pool for that. And there are approximately about 10 or so schools that don't have nurses. So we are gracious that we have a wonderful nurse, Nurse Johnson, with us now. All right, and just FYI, we've had some partnership donations, as you all can see. The Georgia Aquarium has politely donated laptop bags, which we will be giving out to 5th grade students, and several supplies that you all, when you are teachers request, we're able to give those out, especially masks right now since we're still in COVID. Keller Williams has joined the team this year, partnering with us to identify teacher educators of the month and provide gift cards and offer their services. And the Masons, which is the Thomas Lodge, they donated book bags to our school as well for most of the students. With the strategic plan, that's something we'll refer to often. Our priorities are to increase literacy proficiency this year, increase math and numeracy proficiency, and increase the average daily attendance, and increase STEM integration across all content areas, especially in those specials areas. And these, especially the first 3 bullets, are in line with the board's priorities as well. The SMART goals are, we are for 3rd through 5th grade, we're scoring proficient. The percentage of students in grade 3 through 5 scoring proficient or above in reading and ELA will increase from 9% to 14%, and a decrease the percentage of them scoring from beginning from 65 to 60. So our goal is to make sure we are not only growing our students, but making sure they are scoring proficient. And that's the same in math, trying to get them to proficient from 7 to 12%, and decreasing the beginning level from 63 to 58%. And we're also trying to increase our average daily attendance rate from 88 to 93% during this school year. This is basically the same thing. This is part of our school strategic plan. What we worked on, these are the same goals that I just stated. And these are the strategies. I'll give you a second to read those. I don't want to read those because these are the same priorities I just mentioned. And if you look to the right in the 1A, 1B, 2A, and the AB columns, and you can read the strategies. I'll give you a moment to peruse those and ask any questions if you need to.
And then Principal Reagan, my Zoom went out, but did you guys vote on a secretary?
No, we saved that for the end. I was gonna put it at the end.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then are you still gonna meet at 4 p.m.?
Yes. But we're switched, we have we voted on the alternate days. Did you hear me? Okay. I'm not sure if she hears me. Can I get a thumbs up? Has everybody read that? The strategies? All right. All right, moving on to our school map results. So what I have provided here for you at the top is the district results, and at the bottom is the results for Dobb. And as you can see, so the first half right here, these are the ELA, and they only chose 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade because those are the grades that are tested on milestones. Grades 3, 4, and 5 in the district. As you can see, the red, of course, is our beginning, is the district's beginning. The yellow is developing, where we are trying to get everybody is in proficient, and the dark green is in the distinguished category. And that's when I was talking about the goals. Our goals are to move more, we want more green, especially the regular green. We want more dark green as well, but we're really trying to get out of the red. So as you can see, this is for math, the first 3 are 3, 4, and 5 for ELA. we have math, and 5th grade is the only grade that gets tested in science. And it looks like it got cut off on here, and I can provide that to you. And at the bottom is Dobb, so you can see where we are in comparison to the district. So the district 3rd grade, 49% were in the red and 18% were in the green. But for Dobbs, we had 72% for 3rd grade and 7% in the green. And we are actually digging down. As many of you may know, if you don't know, we're digging down to make sure we drill down to each particular student, doing small groups and trying. That's why we're having the goal setting meetings. You can see where we are for 4th grade ELA and for 5th grade ELA and moving. And so our goal is to make sure we increase this. So when we talk about the data again, we should see some movement and growth in that for ELA and math. And do not forget that we were in the pandemic a couple of years. And so virtual learning was something else to learn on top of regular content. And so we are also having intervention in the morning to make up for the learning loss. That's a district-wide mandate because everyone was behind a little bit in terms of being able to log on, accessibility on those things. And so we're having intervention, which is why we also have a lot of meetings to make sure that the strategies are there. And we are also making sure that our teachers are available for tutorial and or extra things that we need to give out on Wednesdays, which is a district mandate that we are making sure we take advantage of. Excuse me. Excuse me. Are there any questions about the about this? All right, so in terms of the data, some of our goals are 3rd and 4th grade students perform better in math than in ELA, with 45% of them scoring 45% of the 3rd graders scoring or developing above, and with 4th graders scoring 33 compared to the 28 of 3rd graders in ELA and 29% of the 4th graders in ELA. So basically, like I stated, they perform better in math for 3rd and 4th grade than ELA. For 5th grade, they outperform 3rd and 4th grade in ELA, and these are our goals. And our last one is that we had the least amount of change in 5th grade students scoring proficient in science from GMAS. In 2019, we had 21.6 of the students scoring proficient and proficient of above, and it only went down a few points. A lot of the other ones went like more than 10 points, but we only dropped about 3 points. So there was a least amount of change. Although there was a decrease, it was not a wide decrease. And we do attribute that to STEM, but we still need to move forward. And so our goals were, although the GMAS does not talk about growth, even though MAP does, but we definitely have to get into proficiency, both in literacy and numeracy. And again, making sure that we know that academics and achievement, absenteeism and achievement go hand in hand. And so we're focusing on our student absenteeism and make sure that's increased. And that's part of our growth because we do incentivize those things, but we have to still make sure we stay on top of that. So that's a growth as well. Are there any questions? All right. Does anybody have any additional announcements before we move to the secretary vote? So we right before adjourning. All right, no announcements. Before one announcement is the Go Team office would like to remind all Go Team members that they must complete their orientation training in order for our school's Go Team to be in compliance. Please contact them if you have any questions for the Go Team orientation training. So I'll move back to our secretary. Since Miss, so are we still with, let me not share the screen again. Are we still, Ms. Yarbrough? We have a nomination for Ms. Yarbrough and Ms. Dewan Davis. Would any other nominees like to decline the nomination? All right, so if there are no further nominations, we'll begin the confirmation process. For the seat, we have two people. The nominations is Ms. Yarbrough and Ms. DeJuan Davis. They've already talked about why. All right, please raise your hand to vote for our secretary. If you vote for Ms. Sonia Yarbrough, please raise your hand. That's 1, 2, 3. Yarbrough, you voting for yourself or no? All right, Ms. DeJuan Davis. That's 2. Can you state our vote, Ms. Yarbrough?
Yes, vote is 3 for Ms. Yarbrough and 2 for Ms. Davis.
All right. Congratulations, Ms. Yarbrough. You are the Go-Team Secretary for the 22-23 school year. Now we have reached the end of our agenda. Are there any additional business items at this time?
I move
May I have-
that we adjourn this meeting.
Thank you. I was asking for my motion. Can we get a second to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The meeting is adjourned at 5:30 p.m. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful evening. Thank you for your patience throughout this process. Thank you.
Principal Ravy,
Yes,
I couldn't, it went out, I think when you were talking, did you say y'all are gonna do 4 o'clock?
yes.
Okay, and then it was Miss Spence for the cluster representative,
No,
Miss Davis?
it was Ms. Davis for the cluster representative.
Okay, gotcha. And then for which meetings are y'all gonna allow public comment?
I can go back and add those in there. I know we got to do at least 4.
Right. Okay, I can just put y'all down for doing it at all of the meetings and then you you can just let me know, I guess.
Okay. I think Ms. Davis is still on here. She's asking about sharing. We have minutes that we share, Ms. Davis. I'm gonna give you all the minutes from the meeting.
And you can share the presentation because that will go up online.
Gotcha. So I will share them both. I will share the minutes. Did you hear me? Ms.
Thank
Davis?
you.
I'll just shoot it and we'll get it done. All right. So is that it, Ms. Gibson?
Yeah, that's it. I think that's all I had.
Okay. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you. You're all set this year at the first meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Ms. Yarbrough, I'm going to contact you. Okay. Let me say, hold on. Ms. Gordon told me to say.
Yes, I was about to say, please make sure you say.
How do
Nicole, you need-
I say? And more. I don't want to hang up.
Don't hang up, me going back to.
In the meeting, push, it's gonna say convert. Let it convert, don't say stop, let it convert. And then it's gonna ask you to save it to your computer and make you a little folder that say Go Team and save it.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna need to get that tomorrow so I can do my minutes. I need to get that.
I'm going to end and convert and save. Is that what you said, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do it. All right. All right. I'll call you in a minute, Ms. Yarbrough. Okay, and